FIDE Master John Curtis here, and today I'm playing rcmz. He's rated 2,149. He's from Puerto Rico, and I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself against many tricks played with the Alekhines Defense. rcmz from Puerto Rico. He tried every trick in the book, and so I had to negate all the little traps, and I had to work my way through. It's like swimming upstream, and there was a whole lot of logs and debris coming at me, and I had to navigate. I had to navigate through all the problems, and then I had to set counter problems for him and build up to such a point that I was like a beaver, like a mad beaver. I shored up the dam with all the sticks he threw at me, and then the water stopped running. And after that, I thought, you beauty. I went up and I went bonk, straight on the head I did, and we knocked out rcmz from Puerto Rico. He's rated, as I say, he's rated 2,149. I played at a whopping 94.2% accuracy. I'll show you. A 94.2% accuracy. And here it is here. Whoa, 94.2. My opponent played at 74.1. That's because I wouldn't let him play any better than that. And if we go down further, we'll go down further. It might tell me what rating I played at, though it doesn't do that here. Analysis. Might give me on the analysis bar. Doesn't give it to me. Okay. Right. Well, you can still see the chessboard now that I've adjusted it. Right. So here we go. I'm going to show you this game. Okay. So I played e4, and the book move, Bobby Fischer's favourite move, the best move on the board. And I think Jan Nepomniachtchi will play that against Ding Liren tonight. That's if they play tonight, unless it's a rest day. But, yeah, so Jan was winning his game against Nepo, and then he just went astray and made one or two bad moves after Nepo made a bad move. And he couldn't see this variation 10 moves deep, old Jan, and he lost the game. So that's the way chess works sometimes. If you can't see it, you can't play it, can you? But let's see what I found in this position. My opponent played knight f6. It's the Alekhines Defense. It's a book move. I played e5. Okay, so we're taking up the challenge and we're attacking his knight. Well, he played knight to d5, which is the book move, the Alekhines Defense book move. And so I played d4. So I developed my bishop by pushing the pawn. The other bishop's developed, and I'm ready now to get my knights out and start playing chess. Well, my opponent played d6. It's a book move, d6. Well, I took the pawn off. I thought, well, why let my opponent play a comfortable Alekhines Defense when all I have to do is just develop my pieces logically and just try to outplay him slowly with just finding best moves. He took with the c-pawn, that's a book move. You can also take with the e-pawn there, so you could actually capture with either pawn, and both pawns are fine. In that position, I actually prefer to capture with the e-pawn rather than the c-pawn. I played knight f3. Engine says play c4. Now my opponent thought, I'm going to be tricky against Mr. Curtis. Okay, FIDE Master, cop this one. So he played knight to c6, not the best move. Engine says it's a good move, but not the best. And the engine did recommend that move g7, where the arrow is shown on the board for black. So I played c4, star move, best move. Remember, I played at 94.5% accuracy in this game. So I played c4, attacked his knight. And the idea is I want to push the pawn on his other knight. And now he plays this move, and I think, hold on a minute, what are you doing, buddy? I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be something wrong with that. And that's the start. That's the start of playing chess, right? Playing chess, trying to understand what's going on. So my opponent thought he would just try anything against me and try some tricky stuff. Okay, so I thought to myself now, I looked at the position, I thought, well, if I push the pawn on that knight, right, he'll just run away. But I thought if I push this pawn here, the D pawn, on his knight on C6, and he moves it, if he moves that knight, right, so I thought, so the arrow shows that his best move was knight to F6. That was the best move, right? Knight here, but he didn't do that. He played knight there. So I thought, well, if I push the pawn on his knight, if he moves this knight, I could then check him with the queen and attack his king and his knight at the same time, then I'll win a piece. Okay? Right. So I pushed the pawn and I got an exclamation mark from the computer. And the computer said, oh, well done, Johnny. So I thought, well, great. I'm on the road to victory. I thought, this will be easy. And then you know what he played? He played this move. Star move, best move. He wants to check me. The dirty dog wants to check me with the bishop, with the knight. So if I was to take his knight here, he'd get this dirty big check. Now, I'm not in the position where I want to be attacked. Hold on, I'm white. I had the first move. Surely he can't get away with this rubbish. Can I take the knight, I thought. But then I also thought, why should I take the knight? So I played knight here, and the engine gave me an exclamation mark. Why did I play knight there? I played knight there because the knight stops this knight check, right? And now he's still got the problem that if he moved his knight away, I could just take it off, take this knight with that knight, okay, and then just give him a check, right? Just give him a check then with the queen, attack his king, and then still steal this little knight, which is overreached. It's on my side of the board. That'll teach him for coming into my territory. So how does he respond to that? Well, guess what? He plays queen there. Apparently the engine says he should push the pawn there, right? That would be the best move for him. So now that he's moved his queen there, I thought, well, what's wrong with his game here? I thought, well, I'm still threatening to take his knight, but he wants to give me a damn double check. You see how sneaky he is? He's a decent player. He's 2,149. They breed him well in Puerto Rico, so he wants a double check. Double check could be very nasty. So I thought, well, I don't like him to be nasty against me. So I thought, well, how do I stop this? Well, I'll play bishop here. I thought, exclamation mark, the engine loved this too. Because now this knight is pinned, right? The knight's pinned, and I'm threatening to take this knight. Okay, so for every move he's made, I've made a counter move, which is both defensive and attacking, right? But the big problem with Black's game is that he's running out of weapons. It's almost like it's the Ukraine battlefield, isn't it? One side is running out of weapons. And so his problem is, what does he do? My idea is if he moves this knight away, for instance, moves that knight away, I might be able to play queen here and attack his knight. So I don't know what his plan is. But he played knight there. And he got a little tick for that. He says it's a good move, but not the best. So apparently his best move in the position was e5, give up a piece. Right? But he played knight there. So I thought, well, I'll take it off. That eliminates a defender. Apparently not the best move. But I didn't like his two knights there coming in and giving me a check. Right? He could have had these two knights coming and giving me a check, and I wouldn't have liked that. So anyway, I took his knight off. And he took with a pawn. It's forced. And then I played pawn there. Now, why would I play pawn here? I'm going to show you. I looked at the position, right? I looked at the position. I thought, well, I should be winning this game. I should be winning quite comfortably. And I thought, well, if I play queen here's threatening the knight. It's pinned by the bishop. I thought, I'm going to win the knight. I'm going to win the knight. But there's a problem. If I play queen here, right, he can play e6 and his bishop protects his knight. Well, I'm not in the habit of letting him get away with all that rubbish. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll push this pawn. Well, he can't take that pawn off. And the engine gave me a star move for it, best move. And if he takes this pawn, I could always just hit his queen with the castle. And I'm still on the knight. And I've also still got the knight check, a queen check, right? And I'll win a piece because I've still got this pawn here covering the retreat square for the knight. So he's got a technical problem. Am I threatening anything else? Yes, I'm threatening a bishop check. Have a look at the position of his king. Okay, so that's why I push this pawn. Right, so you can see I've got 2 minutes and 23 seconds. It's a 3-minute game. And then he castled. He thought, right, I'm going to castle. I'm going to throw everything at Johnny Curtis. And I thought, well, time to play queen there and win a horse. And with that, he gave me a check. And I looked at the position and I thought, oh no, don't tell me he's going to get some counterplay. And then I found a good move. Do you know what move I played here? I realised that I'm on his queen. And because I'm on his queen, right, because I'm on his queen, I thought, if I take this knight, which is what I did, I'm threatening queen takes bishop check. That's right. And now, if he takes my queen, right? Oh, when I played queen takes c2, my opponent resigned, right? Because he realised that his queen's attacked, and if he takes this queen, I can just take his. I'll take his queen. Right? Let's have a look. If he takes my queen, I just take his queen, and I'm threatening his castle, and I'm threatening his bishop. Now, I'm already a piece up. That means I'll be 2 pieces up. So he resigned, okay? And similarly, he can't take the bishop. He can't take the bishop because the queen would just recapture. So that's why my opponent resigned. Now, wasn't that easy? That was only 13 moves. And yet he threw the kitchen sink at me. And I think there's a lesson there too. Might be a good lesson for Jan Nepomniachtchi when he looks at the way Ding Liren plays. I probably played a bit like Ding when I played that game. Because what I did was I kept my position safe and solid, and I counterplayed. I played countermeasures in my chess. I used all the countermeasures to both develop my position, not concede any territory or anything, but to create problems for my opponent, despite my opponent attacking me. Okay, so that's just some of the little tricks that you can encounter in the Alekhines Defense. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll try to give you some more content. I just posted this game because a friend of mine at the Snooker Club, right, so a big hello to Steve at the Snooker Club. G'day, Steve. He said, I haven't seen one of your videos recently, John. So this video is for Steve at the Central Coast Leagues Club, Chess Club at Gosford. And Steve didn't do too well at the snooker today. So hopefully when he turns on his phone, he'll find the game is dedicated to him. So, okay, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, you will, like Steve, you'll receive notifications of more videos to come.